Shut up and sit down.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Nick of Hong Kong. This is the second in a series of videos to help introduce the major steps of pursuing an ESL teaching position overseas. Today I'll be presenting the first 3 of 10 steps to help you while you're preparing for and applying to potential jobs overseas. As always, feel free to ask any of the questions you have in the comments below. The first thing that you need to complete in this process is to decide several things. Most importantly, you need to decide that you actually want to become an English teacher. As I stated in the previous video, and it may seem a bit redundant, but it is important that you make this decision. You should then decide what type of teaching positions you would like, as there are many different kinds. Do you want to teach young children grammar, or do you want to teach adults specialized English professional environments? There's a range of jobs and their responsibilities, so it is important to know what you want to do and what you do not want to do. Often the majority of employers may begin to look for potential teachers as early as a year before the start date. There also tends to be a hiring season for many jobs. This is in the spring and summer, before the fall start dates. Because of this, you want to know where, when, and for how long you want to teach. Most contracts are for a year, although this will vary by the different positions. Knowing where you want to work will also help you prepare for the expectations of potential employers and the application process. It is also very important to understand the salary range you expect. If your expenses still need to be paid in your home country, you'll need to factor this into your earnings overseas. The next major step, if you haven't already started doing this, is to investigate your possibilities. You want to start by investigating potential positions that you are qualified for, the types of positions that are available, where they are, and how much they pay. You'll find a variance in salaries and responsibilities even within the same country, depending upon the employer. The next thing that I would investigate are ESL teacher programs like that of the Hong Kong Net Scheme, the JET program, or the EPIC program. These are 3 prominent programs in Asia. They help hire, place, and review teachers that they work with. While many people are happy working with these programs, some others may like the ability to have more control over the choice of employers, teaching placement, and contract negotiation. I'd recommend to investigate the programs that are available in the places that you would like to work and make your decision based on the benefits that you will find. Apart from exploring potential positions, you will also want to start to focus on investigating select employers, be they schools or companies. If you research a place thoroughly, you may save yourself from a horrible experience down the line. You can never be too critical, especially during the interview process. If you have a question and you are unable to get an answer, it may be a sign that the employer does not want you to know something. It is also important to realize that not all information on the internet is reliable. You will find a lot of negative reviews by people who did not prepare for the job and suffered because of it. Try to speak to people who are or have recently worked at the company or school that you're interested in. The school should provide you with these contact informations for at least present staff. If they refuse, you may want to take this as a sign that they do not want you to know what the job is really like. In the description box below, I have included a link to the site that I feel has important questions that you can ask potential employers. This is through the ESL directory. I have used this personally, and I have felt it is very helpful. Know the who, what, where, when, whys, and how of each situation, and you'll be amazed at how knowledgeable you become and how prepared you'll be. This is the final step that I'll be presenting in this video. It is also the step that many people consider to be the most expensive, time-consuming, and frustrating. Because of the lack of regulation for ESL teachers, each position may have different certifications and requirements for a potential teacher. I would also like to make the personal recommendation of preparing your certifications at least a year before applying. This will give you the time to get the certifications, prepare your professional documents, and do your research. This will also give you time to prepare for your move. The certifications and requirements expected for you will vary depending upon the position that you're applying for, the country and city, the potential employer, and your prior work history. Even with these variances, there seem to be two distinct expectations for almost every job. These are an accredited TESOL teaching certification over 100 hours, preferably over 120 hours, and an accredited university degree. You also do not want to undermine any teaching experience. For the professional educators who have received their teaching certification, you may still also be expected to obtain a TESOL certification. For those who have less than a year of teaching experience or no teaching experience at all, I would recommend getting the best experience you can prior to applying for any positions. Often schools will accept volunteer assistant teachers. Although this position is not paid, you can get experience of some kind. You may also think about becoming a substitute teacher for a local school district. There are ESL teaching positions that do not require teaching experience. However, you may find that these jobs to be respected less and have a lower pay. Do some investigation and see what opportunities exist for you. Experience is always worth the time that you put into it, especially when you're applying for a teaching job. Getting a university degree is also required by most employers. Even if you do not have it in English or teaching, it is important that it is completed in English and often in an English-speaking country. For those of you who have not received a degree, there are positions that take this, but once again, you may want to consider going for a degree, maybe even going for a master's degree in ESL teaching. Finally, there are several types of teaching certifications that you can obtain. The most common is that of a TESOL certification. The industry standard and a minimum expectation for most employers is a 100-hour course that is similar to an undergraduate class. These introduce the important aspects of being an ESL teacher. They can range in prices from as low as $200 up to nearly $3,000. Just make sure that your program is accredited by a higher educational system. There are many programs out there that are not accredited but are heavily advertised. Note that these certifications are not equivalent to teaching licenses. The second option, and my personal recommendation, is a CELTA or Trinity teaching certification. These are the most expensive, demanding, and rewarding, especially if you have no teaching experience. While also not equivalent to a teaching license, these programs are much more demanding and often provide a teaching practicum as well as classroom experience. The one downfall is that how intensive they can be. Ranging from a month of daily work to over 10 weeks of instruction, the range in price for these courses, depending upon where you take them, will be about $2,000 to $5,000 US. I provided another link from Go Overseas. This is a good provider of ESL insider information. The link will take you to a page to help you find different certificate programs, ones especially that are accredited. Thank you again for joining me today. In this next and last video in the series, I'll be presenting the rest of the 10 steps that I've created to help you in your pursuit of an ESL teaching position. If you have any further questions or would like to recommend new topics for future videos, please let me know. As always, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment below. I'll see you next time.